Good afternoon. We're here, Tom Bennett Park in Bradenton. This is one of our state fuel depots. Obviously, you had a lot of gas stations lose power. The ports got interrupted. And although, you have fuel flowing from Tampa Bay and our other ports outside of Manatee, you also have a lot of gas stations that even if they have fuel, may not be able to get the power back on. So we've taken on a fuel mission. We've opened 3 fuel depots so people can come, fill up, get, I think it's like 10 gallons a tank that you can get. We have one here in Bradenton. We opened one in St. Petersburg, and then we opened one in Hillsborough County in Plant City, which had a lot of flooding. We are also going to be opening more tomorrow morning. So Port Charlotte, 2300 East Joe Bean Road, Port Charlotte. That'll be open at 7 a.m. We're also opening them in another one in Pinellas County, probably in the northern part of the county. Another one in Hillsborough, probably more closer to the urban core. And then in Sarasota County. We have the fuel that is en route there. We just need them to tell us what site they want to be able to do. So as soon as we get that information from Sarasota, Pinellas, Hillsborough, we'll announce those. But Kevin, those will be ready tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And that'll go till 7 p.m. And we'll keep doing that. The stuff's going to stabilize because the Tampa's open, and there you are going to see more fuel flowing. We have right now 25 Florida Highway Patrol escorts to rush in the fuel tankers from the port. And so those are being brought in to fill up the stations. Obviously, you're in a situation where if they don't have a generator, they need to get power back. Not a lot of them are using generators, even though they're supposed to have generators, but fine, we'll work through it. As of so the power numbers for 3 p.m. Total restored since the storm, 2.65 million restored. Total outstanding, 1.4 million. So that's a lot of restorations that have been done. They've had one full day to work so far, Friday, because the storm was still in the state Thursday, and then they've been working all day today. Yet over 50,000 linemen pre-stage, and I was like thinking it was such a big deal that we brought them as far away from California. Turns out I was over in Hardy County, ran into a bunch of linemen from Alberta in Canada. Can you imagine that? We're bringing them in from Canada even. So those guys were, they were really big, strong guys doing a lot of great work. They weren't happy that Florida has the Stanley Cup and they don't, but they're out there working really hard. So from even Canada, they were brought in for this. So that's really, really good. And that's great progress on this. I know there's folks want to get up and running as soon as possible, but these guys are working really hard. So you should definitely thank these linemen when you get a chance. We're going to have, of all the schools that districts that closed, 43 of the 54 will be open on Monday. And I'd imagine many of the others probably pretty soon after that. So 53 of the 54 will be back open. We have en route a comfort station at Norma Lloyd Park. It'll have water, bathroom trailer, staff, special needs. And that'll be, that's momentarily, that's going to be set up. Pod at Pride Park in Manatee. Meals ready to eat, 100 personnel, light towers, first aid stations, generators, forklift, light station pump, sanitation packages, showers, latrine, etc. 29 Starlinks, truckloads of ice, all kinds of stuff that are there. As well as different things to help pet-friendly shelters. We've also completed a lot of missions for Manatee County, missions for Bradenton Beach in particular, which I know has been hit hard, and we'll continue to do that. Kevin and his folks are going to be working with these folks and the company over at the Manatee Port, about resuming operations as quickly as possible. they're going to mitigate. They're going to bring in from Everglades. They're going to bring in from Tampa to be able to service this Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte area. But wouldn't it be good if we just got that up and running as soon as possible? So we're going to be engaging in that and working very hard to be able to get everything up and running. I would also just point out, we got approved by the president for 100% reimbursement for 45 days, for 90 days for debris. So that was very generous. And so the local governments utilize that. Let's get this debris moving. We're going to get 100% reimbursed to be able to do. If you wait and you take 6 months, you're not going to get the reimbursements. So we're very much urging you to take advantage of that. That is not the norm in these storms, to be able to get 100% debris reimbursement for 90 days. So take advantage. We're going to try to do more to supplement the debris mission. We're going to have an announcement on that very soon. We're working with Kevin. We're working with some of our other assets to be able to potentially get back into the fight on that even more so, in a way that'll get us to utilize this 90-day. But I really think that the debris left over for Helene, we thought maybe it'd be a projectile. I don't know that that really happened. I did see debris like in the streets and stuff. It's not nice to see that. But I just think getting the debris up is going to be good for morale. I think it's going to be good for bouncing back. We're coming on to a season where people are going to come down to Florida as it gets colder everywhere else. We want everything looking spick and spam. So we have an opportunity, a window for 90 days to really get after it. And we think it should be a 24/7 mission. We don't think it should be something that's 9 to 5. And so there's contractors, there's different local governments, and then we're going to look to see how we can supplement to really have a sense of urgency on that. Okay, Kevin Guthrie.
Thank you, Governor. As the Governor said, we have 90 days at 100% on Category B measures and Category A measures. Category A being debris removal, 24/7 operation. There's no excuses. The Governor and I have waived all of the statutes that are centered around this. I can direct permit debris management sites. Hours on trucking, driver hours, waived. Lengths and measures, weights and measures, waived. It's a full court press, 24/7 the next 90 days. Let's go get it and get after it. All right? If you need something, let us know. Counties and cities. We just put out a memo from my Deputy Executive Director and General Counsel, Stephanie Halp. Tells you how to do an expedited project worksheet. We did an expedited project worksheet last week when we got the pre-landfall deck for emergency protective measures. FEMA approved over $200 million for us in cash in our bank account within 4.5 hours. It can be done. So again, local cities, county officials, expedited project worksheets, 50% of the estimated cost in your bank account, usually within hours or days, not years down the road. So I will say the FEMA administrator has been putting a lot of time and effort to make sure that those are prioritized and that we get those things done. So I want to thank her for that cooperation on that. From there, as the Governor said, we're going to open up more fuel depots tomorrow. We have them set to open up in several counties. I want the people in Hillsborough, Pinellas, Sarasota, Charlotte to know the fuel is already moving. We just need an address. So we move in parallel here. We don't move in linear. We went ahead and started moving the fuel. We know where Charlotte County's at. We know where Sarasota County's at. We're going to those areas. We have already started moving. We just need those addresses, and we'll be there at 7 a.m. to open those things up. I think you see this is the way that we do things in Florida. What we want more than anything else, and this is what actually the federal government wants. They want to be federally supported. They want to write the checks. They want to give us the money. But they want the state to manage it. And we are managing what we do in Florida. The Governor has said FEMA's not in charge here. They support us, but we're in charge. And we're going to run a state-managed approach to everything that we do in the state of Florida, while the locals, Jody and Matt, her team right here in Manatee County, actually run the tactical operations. So that's what we're here to do. If she needs help, we'll support that help tactically. But again, we're here to manage this, and we're going to do the best job that we can, and we do it better than anybody in the United States. And that's because of you, sir. Thank you very much.
And if you notice, our fuel stations that we're doing, normally Florida, like most states, is self-service. This is full service. You don't have to get out of your car. It's like being in New Jersey. You pull up, these guys pump your gas for you. Well, that's what it is here. So these guys are working hard on the tankers over there, and we really appreciate that. And I know it's great to be able to have access to the fuel. So more depots coming tomorrow. We do have a lot of fuel flowing in the normal private sector. We're helping with fuel escorts to be able to get those to the gas stations as quickly as possible. So I think you're going to continue to see improvements with that. And we are, although we understand, to have 1.4 million out, but for them to have done the 2.6+ million in this time was a lot of work. And those guys are working really hard out on the line to help get people back. So thanks for doing that. And we're just going to keep pressing forward. Okay, any questions? Okay, yes.
What about the seaport? So they having any effect on the fuel? I know Mandy Seaport has had issues.
So right, so the Port of Tampa is open. It is receiving fuel shipments from the sea, and they are offloading the fuel to tanker trucks, and those are being escorted by Florida Highway Patrol to the places that have urgent need. Manatee is not doing that yet, and that's one of the things where Kevin is going to work with. It's not as much the port as the company that is the main broker with this, and so we have ways to mitigate that. But if we could just get it coming into Manatee as normal, or at least get some, then it's easier to resolve. So that's being worked on. Okay, thanks everybody.